What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Party on Broad. Today, we are revealing our 64 seed Eagles bracket of the greatest Eagles plays of all time. Join me, Rob Lange, at Philly_Madness. What's going on, Rob? You're muted, man. Oh, we lost you. But today, we are going to be talking about our 1, 2, 3, 4 seeds. We've started the bracket, and if you're watching us, please be sure to go to our shorts page, watch the plays, and then vote on our post tab. It's a lot of fun, and that's kind of what we're trying to do here during the offseason. We lost Rob. Hopefully he comes back. There he is. Rob, can you hear me?
I got you now, so I don't know what the heck was going on.
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I'm excited to see the bracket. You know, I've been waiting for it. I know we've kind of had a couple of those first round matchups, but just from a timing aspect, because we'd be here all day. So looking forward to seeing it, though. I'm ready to get started.
All right. Before we get into the reveal, make sure you're commenting. Let us know your thoughts on all of these seeds. Marshawn says you have your Bluetooth on.
Never miss an opportunity, Marshawn.
All right. First and foremost, last week we did a ranking with David, our brother from Birds of the Round Table, and we put together 64 plays. And when I threw this all together, I was hoping to find as much balance, not just old versus new, but also us versus everyone else. So let's look at the first 4 to become a 16 seed. The Jalen Hurts scramble against Minnesota took down Chad Lewis's touchdown. Marshawn, he's not feeling well. We're all kind of like under the weather,
yeah,
to be honest. So we're going to keep this short. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, you know, we kind of talked about it as the polls were going on, though, like recency bias, I guess. When you take the moment, you know, the winning the NFC Championship game versus a week 2 Monday night game against Minnesota, you know, is interesting. But I think what we saw early on was a lot of that recency bias, right? People voted for things that have happened more recently. So, you know, I guess not surprised, but, you know, I'm not gonna lie, a little disappointed.
Yep. I feel like that's going to be a continuing trend through at least the early voting here.
Yeah.
Our next first 4 was the Ertz 4th down clutch catch in the Super Bowl, destroying B-Dog. I was a little upset about this. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, same thing, the recency bias, and I get it, Super Bowl versus NFC chip, but here's the moment, the iconicness of a play. Be honest with you, I felt like that 4th down play was a throw-in from all 4 of us. Like it just kind of came out of nowhere. But you know, once again, I think when you look at the way people typically are, they remember what's happened the most recent.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of, Hurts's touchdown run against the Rams destroyed Chris Clemens' touchdown against the Dallas Cowboys. Upset about this one too, man.
Yeah, well, you know what? Here's what I say. That touchdown by Chris Clemens, that game was over by the time that happened. And you know, I'll go to the moment here. That finally the moment, regular season versus divisional playoff game. You know, I know a lot of people felt like I did against the Rams, that was the one that, you know, was a little bit concerning. And for Hurts to get the first long run, I don't think any of us expected that one.
Yeah. Marshawn's saying he's more of a Seahawk than an Eagle. And then last but not least, to get into the bracket, we have Josh Sweat's pick 6 taking down Jalen Carter's near interception. There's our 16 seeds. There it is.
Yeah.
Insane Clemens board 91. All right. So there it is, guys. That was our play-in to get into this thing. I'd say let's just jump right into our reveal. I have a view of our 1 through 4 seeds for each side, each group of the 64 seed bracket. Let's watch it.
Yeah. And I have not seen these. This is I have no idea what's coming up here.
Goal.
Obviously, you start.
They're going to snap it, and it's Creighton Burton who throws caught. Falls. Touchdown.
Obviously, you start with the Philly special.
Yeah. And that moment was just ridiculous. You just never. I mean,
how do you think?
Super Bowl, you're like, oh my God, if they don't score here, this could kill them. And they come out with that play, which was just incredible. It's a legend.
Yep. All right. Our number 2 seed in the first group is
Hurts has time.
There's so many plays, Rob. There's so many plays.
Slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down. Chipping up in the air to the 30.
There's just too many plays. The fact that this is a number 2 seed is crazy.
Yeah. His spin move, even prior to the hurdle backwards, it's one of the most ridiculous things I've seen.
So the backwards hurdle is a number 2 seed. Moving on to the number 3 seed in this group. Marshawn says, anytime you pick off Dak, that should be an automatic win. Agreed. Yeah. And then Dagger plays better than Philly. That's what we're doing this for, Marshawn.
Get your votes up, dude.
Yeah. Let it be known. Share. All right. Number 3 is, of course, the Jalen Carter sack on Matthew.
Gotta get him blocked.
3rd and 2. Stafford in trouble. He's sacked. Brought down by Jalen Carter.
What is an epic moment for Jalen Carter?
Our nerves before that sack compared to after that sack. I mean, the shift in emotions was ridiculous.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then he gets the pressure on the final incomplete pass. And last but not least, Rob, going old school. Wilbert Montgomery, epic touchdown.
Live, but what I hear, that moment was very loud at the vet. Very loud at the vet.
You remember that game? You were there, right?
No. Okay, I was not even born yet. All right, it was a few years before my time. Just a few.
Yep. Carter sack saves the game. I'm right there with you, Marshawn. I'm right there. Hopefully,
matchup later.
Hopefully the votes reflect that, but I don't have a good feeling about that. Big Sarge says go Birds. All love to Philly special, backwards hurdle, most ridiculous thing.
I'll tell you what, that's a tough region right there where you're 1, 2, and 3, Philly special, backwards hurdle, and the Jalen Hurts sack is your top 3 seeds.
It's deep, man.
Interesting down the line.
This thing is deep. Here are top 4 seeds: the Philly special, reverse hurdle, Carter sacking Stafford, Wilbert Montgomery, and our first round matchups. Some of these have already started on the channel. Go vote.
Yeah.
Especially the 8 and 9 seed is out. Ooh. Shady's touchdown run in the snow versus Hurts. Calling game versus the Bills in overtime. Any quick thoughts on this?
From a quick look, I would not. I tell you, do you see a 13 upset over a 4? The Jaws, the quick 99-yard to win in overtime. That would be an interesting one. Now is Coop the Kingslayer the hit on
Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry. Yeah, I have a feeling that one's going to end up winning once again from a recency stance. But that Randall play was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Randall play was unreal. But you might see we might get a 12 versus 13 in the second round. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think Philly special wipes this side of the bracket pretty easily. Shady's touchdown run in the snow was so iconic. It kind of got a unfair shake because it's probably going to go up against the Philly special next round.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's a really nice 8-9 matchup though. That's a good one. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Two games. I mean, I think I haven't even seen the voting yet to see how that's rolling out, but
I'll pull that out later.
Yeah.
revealing the bottom of the bracket. We have some Super Bowl plays in here. We have Hugh Douglas wrecking Sean King. We have your boy Terrell Owens and the preseason touchdown pass. Got some fun plays. Any quick thoughts on this one?
Looking real quick, the way I'm disappointed that the Williams lateral is going up against the Carter sack here. It is one of my favorite plays, but I get it. I'll be interested to see Randall avoiding Carl Banks versus the Milton strip sack. If the recency bias takes over for that one, because once again, I think people are missing how unbelievable Randall was. But I like the matchups. It's a lot of fun. I like these matchups.
I think this is going to be an epic battle between the reverse hurdle and the Carter sack. That's going to be wild. Can't wait to see that. Big Sarge likes the McNabb to TO. Number 6 over 11. That is the McNabb to TO over Devontae.
Yeah.
Yep. So that is our first group of our bracket. Let's jump right into the top 4 seeds of our second group in this.
2nd and 2. Whoa. Brady gets hit. The ball is out. And Philadelphia has it.
Brandon Graham strip sack. No real surprise here.
Does the Philly special matter if we don't get that play? Yeah, I mean, are we talking about the Philly special the way we are if Brandon Graham doesn't strip sack this ball? Because people forget that second half was as back and forth as any second half ever.
Yep. Our number 2 seed here. Dibes, you have Matt Patricia as your co-host. I wish. This took a lot of work. Took me all weekend to put together. But our number 2 seed, going old school, Rob.
Yes.
Interception by the Giants will preserve a Giant victory. An upset win as the Giants lead 17-12. We're inside 30 seconds. The Eagles have no timeouts. Wait a minute.
Here's a free foot. I don't believe it. The Eagles pick it up, and Herman Edwards runs it in.
Miracle at the Meadowlands. Number 1.
And
I bet they wish they were kneeling the ball at that point. Because that, to this day, just was wow.
Nuts. That is the first Miracle of the Meadowlands. Got the top spot there. Paying respect. Number 3 seed in the second group.
Inside the Philadelphia 40. Vic, little pump fake. Now over the middle. Crumpler, what a throw, what a hit, what a catch. Algie Crumpler hung on after getting a vicious blow from Brian Dawkins.
Why? I just that hit. It's like one of those plays that speaks for itself.
Absolutely.
It just
setting the tone. There are a few tone setting plays that happened at the beginning of games. I mean, this was 2 minutes remaining in the second, so not necessarily beginning.
No. But if you remember, he actually, when he was interviewed after the game on the podium, his first line was, "I wanted to set the tone."
Yeah,
like, that's exactly what he said, and yeah, he did. I don't know if Algie Crumpler was ever the same after that play.
Absolutely, yeah, that he was done. Marshawn saying Miracle in 2010 was better. I think you're right, but we're trying to get a balance, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Algie Crumpler got crumpled. I'm still shocked Crumpler got up from that hit. Absolutely. And our number 4 seed in the bracket.
Algie Crumpler hung on after getting a vicious blow from Brian Dawkins.
Wide, one-on-one.
Clement flares out to the right.
Back signature moment
and into
with the
the
Philadelphia
end zone.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Hurts for the touchdown. And
Just
again, all you can think
in a game where you were just on the edge of your seat the entire second half, and you get that play, and I believe it was on 4th down, right? Wasn't it 4th down when they ran that play? I mean, it was legend. And, him flying through the end zone, that picture will stand the test of time. You might get the 1 versus the 4 at some point here in a really good matchup.
Yeah. All right. That is our 1 through 4 seeds for the second group. Let's get into it. There it is. BG strip sack. Miracle at the Meadowlands, number 1. B-Dog flattening Algie Crumpler and Zach Ertz Super Bowl touchdown. And here's our first matchups. Rob, what are your thoughts on some of these? Saquon in the snow might go really far as a number 5 seed.
Well, yeah. So I look at this and I think, the first round of games could go chalk. 1-8, all the higher seeds winning, except the 8-9 is an interesting one because how will people vote with it being a punt? How will people vote that, compared to the one Reggie play that we've got on there? So that one will be interesting. But, man, that's it. The Zach Ertz Super Bowl touchdown and Saquon in the snow is a really interesting second rounder. I think that one could be very, very interesting.
Yeah, I agree. This one, Saquon in the snow, I expect to wipe Hassan Reddick throwing Purdy. Randall Cunningham has a tough matchup in the second round. There's just so many plays, man.
There really is.
Sorry, Carson Wentz.
Think about the plays that didn't even make our bracket is amazing.
And that runs to the bottom of the group. We've got Jalen Hurts' epic juke and touchdown run against the Saints. Lito's pick 6. Alshon's touchdown catch in the Super Bowl when he destroyed his shoulder. Yeah. We have Jalen Carter playing chess where he saw that Sam Cosmi was pulling and caused the fumble. B-Dog's fake punt, and then Goddard's stiff arm versus Green Bay. I have a weird feeling Goddard might surprise some people.
I kind of agree with you. That one could go out there far. They can win. They can win. They could get all the way out to the regional final here, possibly. But it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. But I think the Miracle at the Meadowlands 1 and the Jalen Carter playing chess, I don't think will have the same allure as Goddard's stiff arm in round 2.
Yep. And I love that Lito play, man. That Lito pick 6 was so dynamic. Watching that live, that was epic.
That was unbelievable. I think I was at that game, if I remember correctly. It was unbelievable.
Some comments. Marshawn saying 10 is better than number 7. 11 clears B-Dog. Pat is in agreement. Goddard's going to win. Oh, man. All right. Let's get to our third group of our bracket. A lot of people will be happy about this one because we got a lot of comments about it already. But here she is. We gotta pay respects. Chuck Bednarik.
Yes. I mean, just once again, the photo. Oh, God. The photo of him standing over top of Gifford, just with his hand over him. And it's, this effing game is over, as he's told us many years later what he yelled out. He said he had no idea he was over top of him, but it didn't matter. I mean, you talked about ending a guy's. He ended his career with that hit. Ended it. So, I mean, I'm in.
All right, let's go to our number 2 seed.
Hurts.
No surprise.
Looking.
This is going to go far, Rob. This is going to go really far.
Deep.
Yeah, and it's
the dagger.
Dagger. I think it was the moment where where everyone finally. Some people might have earlier, but I know me. It was a moment where I finally let myself believe they were going to win the Super Bowl. It was the moment. I needed that play to tell me this thing was over.
Yep. Let's go to number 3 seed. The fact that this is a number 3 seed is ridiculous.
Oh, this
might be the toughest bracket. Toughest group.
I mean, those first 3 seeds are
Deshaun Jackson.
Unbelievable.
Still not in, and now in for the touchdown. No flags.
I wonder if what happens here, though, is that play and then this one are going to get really crushed on recency bias.
Yeah.
Of the dagger I feel bad for Chucky B because I just feel like he's in a really tough spot.
Yeah.
in this bracket. But I think that's probably what's going to end up happening. I think the Dagger will the Dagger will probably win, and it won't be close on any of those plays, even though I think it should be close. I think the Dagger kind of runs that one out. But that is tough, man. That's a tough bracket.
Yep. Marshawn saying number 1 seed on upset alert. That would not be good. I mean, these polls are already out, some of them, and they're getting a lot of votes, so it's not our fault. It's Marshawn saying Philly versus Dagger. This bracket is nuts. Let's get to it. There is the third group of this one. Ben Derek's hit on Gifford, the Dagger, D-Jax's punt return, and McNabb's 14-second scramble. On the top, it is number 16 seed Hurts' scramble touchdown against the Rams. We have number 8 seed B-Dog flattening Jerome Bettis, number 9 seed B West screen touchdown in the wild card versus the Minnesota Vikings. McNabb's 14-second scramble going up against Jalen Mills, saying no to Julio Jones. And then 4th and 26 going up against the Devontae one-hander touchdown catch against Jacksonville, which was an unbelievable play. That could be that could be a dark horse in this one. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I think that a lot of people are going to vote for the Jalen Mills stop on Julio Jones over McNabb, even though they shouldn't, because there was more so, Jalen Mills didn't do much on the play. Okay, he didn't do much on the play. And that McNabb 14-second scramble, which, by the way, I was at live in Dallas. That was my first road trip, Eagles road trip back when I was 20 years old. Was incredible. But I think the Jalen Mills, I think once again, you could have a 13-12 matchup here in the second round for another bracket. So it'll be interesting. I think 4th and 26 loses its luster over time because they end up losing the next week in the NFC Championship anyway. So I think a lot of people will hold that.
Yep. Moving on, the bottom of the bracket. We have your surprise onside kick against the Cowboys, the pickle juice game against Malcolm Jenkins destroying Brandon Cooks. We have N'Kobe Dean's game winner pick against D-Jack's punt return. Sorry, N'Kobe, that's not going to go far.
Yeah.
The Daggers going up, the Randall Cunningham scramble against the Redskins, and then Saquon's 60-yarder in the NFC Championship game. Yeah. Going up against A.J. Brown's touchdown catch in between two defenders against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think this just got the Dagger versus D-Jax written all over it. I don't really see any surprises here.
No. I think that the 10 seed could beat the 7 seed, but outside of that, I think everything else falls according to plan. And at one point, like you said, the 2 versus 3 will show up in that bracket for sure.
All right. Jenkins crushing. I mean, talk about setting a tone, man. That was a great moment. Great moment. A lot of people don't talk about that play.
I think what's amazing is Brandon Cooks just signed yet another contract in the league this year.
Matt Patricia's still hating on the Green Goblin. Love that D-Jax play, but the Dagger just hits different. Agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree.
Just call it.
Yep. And last but not least, let's get into our final group of our 64 seed bracket.
3rd and 16. Mahomes rolling out.
Shocking.
Firing. Intercepted. Picked up by Cooper DeJean.
So many plays.
This was the moment where a lot of people said they knew the game was over. I think that this was a moment where a lot of us thought, wow, this could be a route. This was the moment where the idea of a route really came into play. As you get that pick 6 there, and it was just Oh, what a moment.
Yeah. Epic, man.
That play's going to be a tough one to beat.
This is going to go far, dude. I think this is going to go really far.
This, if I had to put my money on a favorite to win the whole thing, it would probably be this play. When you take into how you saw the way people were voting with more of a recency bias as it was, but then the fact that this is that type of play anyway, I think it's gonna carry this one far. I feel bad for all the other plays in this bracket. I don't think they have a chance against Coop.
Yep. Number 2 seed. Let's get to it. He stopped it again.
Smith gets the carry. He doesn't make it. No, that's a bad call. You can't do that. Look at the Eagles. They know. Now they're saying maybe
they make him do it again. It's just
I don't think so. That snap before, and you can't
the best
stop
thing
the
I think is,
middle.
I obviously don't remember, but it's John Madden and Pat Summerall on the call, which to this day, it's still the iconic duo when you heard them calling a game. The fact they have to do it again, and the fact that friggin', Barry Switzer calls the exact same play in the exact same formation is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
For the 2-minute warning. No, that's the Eagles' ball.
Smith is still deep with Darrell Johnston in front of him. Same play.
Didn't get it again. That's unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
I actually believe that 53 dancing there was none other than Royd favorite Bill Romanowski. I think that could have been this might have been the Bill Romanowski. Yeah, because if it was Switzer, that was mid-90s. So I think that was Bill Romanowski. Wow.
Marshawn saying number 2 on upset alert. Uh-oh.
You don't even know they're playing yet, Marshawn. Take it easy, buddy.
All right, let's get to number 3.
4 men on the rush. Keenum throws. He's picked.
Yeah, 2 pick sixes
Patrick
that were
Robinson.
crucial.
Oh my God.
Looking for a block.
In the same bracket.
Gets it. Robinson for the touchdown.
God, both pick sixes in the same bracket.
Yeah.
Sorry, Patrick. That's a tough spot for Patrick Robinson. That's a tough spot for the young man.
Absolutely. All right, let's roll into number 4.
About the 12, and there is Vic, as you talked about, John, rolling and launching downfield for the shot. Caught the opening play.
Flick his wrist and threw the ball 65 yards in the air. It's ridiculous what he was able to do.
First play of the season.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what we were all like, all right, what's going to happen, right? This was brand new coaching, right? This was Chip's first year, correct?
Yeah, first game.
So you're talking about the Andy Reid era just comes to an end, and here comes this Chip Kelly. What's going to happen? And the first play of the season is that play. It was unbelievable. And, man, we thought that was going to be the beginning of a lot of winning years under Chip Kelly. We were not right. We're not right.
Coop versus D-Jax. Y'all did D-Jax dirty.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
Go out and vote, man. Share it. Go out and vote. Monday Night Massacre was so great. Let's get to our final group of the show. There's our top 4 seeds here in the final group. On the top half of the group, we have DeJean's pick 6 going up against Ertz's 4th down catch in the Super Bowl. Eric Allen's pick 6 going up against B. West's punt return against the Giants. The number 4 seed, which we just saw, going up against Hurts's 2-point conversion. That was a great play.
Yeah.
The flea flicker to Torrey Smith. Jake Elliott's game winner against the Giants. Any quick thoughts?
Love the 8-9 game. Love the 8-9 game. And I think what I like about it is there's no real recency bias there. You're talking about 2 older eras of the game, so that'll be a lot of fun. Oh, man, the flea flicker to Torrey Smith is going to probably beat the hell out of Elliott's game-winning field goal, but people forget that field goal was like the launching point of that season, that 62-yarder.
Yeah. Marshawn said Jake Elliott might get that. I've got a lot of love for Jake Elliott in the chat. Love to see it. And then last but not least, the bottom of the bracket, We've got another Bednarik game-saving tackle going up against the Robinson pick six. Zach Bond's Super Bowl interception, a number 7 seed. And then we have Sheldon Brown destroying Reggie Bush against the double doink. Any thoughts?
Listen, I look at this right here and go, the 10 seed could upset the 7 seed, maybe.
Wow, really?
But I don't think so, because I think people are going to say, hey, this just happened versus 7 years ago. But to me, that play was better. I'm with Marshawn on that one. Outside of that, I think that first round could be a lot of chalk. The 8-9 is an interesting one, though. That 8-9 game is very interesting to me. So I'm curious how that'll happen. What'll happen there?
I think Zach Bond's pick will at least make it to the championship in this group. That's just my quick thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see the 4th and 1 from the Cowboys beating Zach Bond's pick. I like this comment on Sheldon Brown. I love that play, but man, I'm going with Zach Bond. That's my thought.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Sheldon play, but to me, like if I really hope people vote 4th and 1 the way that they should, because that Vic to Deshaun Jackson was a nice touchdown, but both of them are against Dallas, which is interesting. But that play, when you think back to those 90s, and Dallas was the team, and when you got a chance to beat them, and you did it in Philly in a way like that, and Merrill's call, if people can remember, Merrill's call was fantastic on that play. I really hope that they get a little burn and get a win there in that first one.
All right. So as we mentioned at the start of the show, we have started some of these voting in round 1. The 8 and 9 seeds are out. The 7 versus 10 seeds, I think, almost are all out. And then tomorrow will be the 6 versus 11 seeds. So quick reaction to those. Shady's touchdown run in the snow is taking down Jalen Hurts' walk-off. That's
okay.
I kind of respect that.
I do too. I can respect it.
Yeah, I'm happy with the results on this one. Let's go to the next one. Randall's punt getting more love than Reggie's strip sack.
I think that's tough. When you talk about Reggie White being Reggie White, getting smoked by a punt is interesting.
Yeah. I wish we had another Reggie White play in this bracket.
Dude, I searched high and wide, and the thing is, with him, it was just powerful sacks. It wasn't like iconic moments outside of just decimating quarterbacks.
Yep. Eric Allen getting wiped.
Wow.
West.
Dude, that dude that commented on Twitter is not happy, because in his eyes, that was the single greatest play in the history of the Eagles, and he ain't even getting out of the first round.
That punt return was special, though.
It was.
That was a great moment. But I am shocked it's this much.
Yeah, I would have liked that to have been a little closer.
Then we have Milton's. So this is where I'm starting to get angry.
Yeah.
Like Randall Cunningham avoiding Banks, throwing that touchdown in the end zone. That was such an iconic moment. Whereas Milton's strip sack the game was already over.
It was over.
Yeah, it was Mahomes, but come on.
That's the annoyance of the podcast world not having an old enough fan base, I think. Because if I really want people to go watch that Randall play again. I mean, he is knocked sideways, basically, stays on his feet and delivers a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
I think that's that. And 1.7K votes, does that say? Jesus Christ, people. You're better than that.
How about this one? Alshon's touchdown catch wiping the floor with Lito's game-sealing interception against the Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, I guess I understand it because it's Super Bowl versus regular season. I'm not happy with it. That Lito play was one of my favorites. But, hey, look, Marshawn's saying it. The people have spoken. We've got to appreciate what the people say. I don't know if I would go. I can see where Alshon gets the edge. I don't think it should be 89-11.
Yeah. Next up, we have Malcolm Jenkins destroying the pickle juice game.
I think the pickle juice game was a great moment as an entire game.
Yeah.
And I think that the way when I threw that play out there, it was because that started the season. That was kind of the beginning of the run of Andy Reid. But as a play, I can obviously see why Malcolm is out ahead like that.
Yeah, Big Sarge liked the leader shuffle.
Yeah.
Love Malcolm Jenkins. He might be a dark horse too.
Could be.
Last but not least, as of right now, Brian Dawkins flattening Jerome Bettis is beating B West touchdown catch and wild card.
I am happy for Brian Dawkins here because as an iconic player, I think he's getting beat in every other matchup. So I want to see him make a little run there. And actually, and that B West touchdown in the wild card against the Vikings, a play to me that was even more special was another pick six, and it was Asante Samuel had a pick six earlier in that game that kind of turned the tides in the Eagles' favor. That ended up, in another NFC Championship game that season. So,
all right, that basically wraps it up. That's our 64 seed bracket.
Let's go get out and vote.
Go out and vote. These shorts will be dropping at 7 a.m., noon, 4, and 8 p.m. all week long. And we're probably not going to get through the first round this week because there's so many that we got to do. But it's what it is. Rob, final thoughts. Let's wrap it up.
Hey, man, I love it.
That'd be really fun.
That would be a depressing couple weeks.
There's so many. There's so many recent ones.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, if we're gonna do like Philly sports and do like all the Sixers moments.
Oh, it would just be the last 4 years of our lives. But I'm looking forward to seeing how this thing all plays out when we get to the Final Four to see where we're at. I'm excited. Make sure you're voting. I'll be posting on social media pages, but go to the YouTube channel, vote them up. It'll be this is a very fun exercise. And thank you to Dibes, the man with all the time apparently, to put it together. So we much appreciate it.
Appreciate that, man. It's fun. It's all for fun. I think this is a fun social experiment on recency bias. I think that's going to be the key takeaway in a few weeks.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching. One last time, go vote on our post tab. The voting polls and the shorts of both the plays that are going against each other drop at the same time, 7 a.m., noon, 4, and 8. Tomorrow's videos and polls are already scheduled to drop, so go do that. We have Ryan saying he's only voting
if you're good enough to come on here and comment, your ass should have been on the show. What the hell?
Marshawn saying the dark horse is dark horse for biggest heartbreak Bellinelli's confetti game.
Oh God. I was at a bachelor party watching that game. We broke bottles in the bar out of pure celebration just to find out his foot was on the line.
I was at the beach. I was at Summers Point with my buddy.
Yeah.
And we were watching it at a bar. And remember Brett Brown leaving the court?
Uh-huh.
That was
I was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We took over a bar. There was 30 of us down there for a bachelor party.
Oh, snap.
And we were going ballistic till we saw his feet on the line.
Crazy. Just crazy. All right. But anyway, thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll be back next week. Probably less talking about this, more about the Eagles and the NFL draft. Yeah, I mean, that's
yeah.
I mean, you could go on and on about the Raptors series. That was brutal. But thanks for watching. Rob Langy at Philly_Madness. I'm Dibes, Mr. Crockpot. We out. Stay awesome.